Basquera say Mure Zimbabwe, welcome to our channel Zoom Confessions and Deep Secrets. Kana kariki kutanka kukuya paneno channel, please don't forget to subscribe. Kana uchukua subscribe, but don't forget to comment and share this video. Nas Mure Zimbabwe tavigirai nyabulitswa ne Zimbabwean political analysts and journalists vawosaya Viringi Buddha Wachiri, the Zambian president, is making the same mistake so the former president wa Botswana Vamasisi vawanikwe vachibwisirwa pasi. Kabuda chikurudzira vakaenda Hichilema kuti vamire kupersecutor the former head of state by Edgar Lungu. Kabuda vachiti he should allow Edgar Lungu to live in peace with full state benefits. Zvinzi ndo zvakaitika kuna Masisi paakatorera Ian Kama masimba ake muri Zimbabwe kutaura kwatiri kuita Hichilema arunzi ari kupersecutor Lungu, a move yabuda ichitaura nemacritics vachitaura ivo vachiri is going to divide the nation muri Zimbabwe. Vachiti Hichilema should focus on fixing the nation, not on fixing the opposition. Valungu vakabuda zvitaura vachiti is being tormented nekusuggesta kwavakaita possible government change before 2026 elections inova nyaya yakaonekwa as a threat to the rule yavakaende Hichilema muri Zimbabwe. Zvinamira mushe nyaya yakabuditswa the ZW News vachitaura vachiti Zimbabwean political analyst and journalist Osia Mbiringi says Zambian President Hichilema is making the same mistake that caused former Botswana President Masisi's downfall. He urged Hichilema to stop the persecution of a former head of state, Edgar Lungu. He should allow Edgar Lungu to live in peace with full state benefits. It's the logical thing to do. Do unto others, he says. Hichilema is said to be persecuting Lungu, a move which critics say will only divide the nation and excite resentment further. They posit that instead, Hichilema must focus on fixing the economy. Lungu is reportedly being tormented following his controversial suggestion of a possible government change before the 2026 elections, seen by many as a threat. And Lungu's claims of mistreatment and police harassment have raised concerns about democracy and human rights in Zambia. Lungu, a vocal critic of President Hakainde Hichilema's government, alleges persecution. The Patriotic Front, Lungu's party, accuses the government of silencing opponents and calls for the release of Lungu and detained party members. Lungu retired from politics after losing the presidency to Hakainde Hichilema in 2021, but later changed his mind, indicating he would come out of retirement. Hichilema is blaming President Mnangagwa, who is known to be Lungu's friend. Nyaya yakabuditswa ne ZW News muri Zimbabwe vachiti Hakainde Hichilema should stop persecuting Lungu. Zvinzi akaita zvekutamba anowanikwa achidonhedzwa. Kutaura kwatiri kuita zvakare the activists ari kuSouth Africa ayakutaura aya achiti the Renform CC, a company yakaprinta maballot papers muZimbabwe, inofanira kustopwa from printing maballot papers zvakare ema-elections kuZambia ari kuitwa mugore 2026. Kufunga pane information yakambobuda zvinzi this company yakapihwa contract iyi muri Zimbabwe, so there are people who are protesters from South Africa, Zambia and Zimbabwe vachitaura ivo vachiti this company inofanira kupiwa this tender yekuprinta maballot papers. Kutaura kwatiri kuita zviri kunzi vakawina 40 million tender yekuprinta maballot papers, so zviri kunzi Hichilema should look into this company, otherwise anowanikwa achidonha nekuda kuti this company is linked to corrupt leaders emuno muSADC muri Zimbabwe. Nyaya yakabuditswa ne the Bulawayo 24 vachitaura ivo vachiti Zimbabwean activists living in South Africa are making waves by asking Zambian President Hakainde Hichilema to stop a South African company from printing election materials for Zambia's upcoming by-elections. The company, Renform, recently got a 40 million deal to print ballot papers in Zambia, but the activists say this company has a shady past. Renform has ties with Wipno Chivayo, a businessman from Zimbabwe. Last year, they got a big 40 million contract with Zimbabwe's election commission to provide the election staff. But now there's talk that some bills were way too high, like 235% too high. People are saying Chivayo and some election officials might have been up to no good. This case is now stuck in Zimbabwe's High Court. The activists wrote a letter to President Hichilema asking why Zambia chose reform. They are worried about safety and honesty in elections. They said they printed ballot papers and supplied electronic servers without the knowledge of opposition parties. The letter also claims that some big shots from ZANU-PF's ruling party from Zimbabwe's ruling party, ZANU-PF, sneaked election materials into Zimbabwe, which made the whole process look bad. After all this drama with the contracts, the activists held a protest at Renform's offices in South Africa. They gave the company a letter with their demands, but say they never got an answer. They think giving Renform CC more election jobs could cause trouble in the whole Southern African region. Renform would destabilize the region. Namibians protested, and some South Africans have also voiced concerns about Renform's interference in their election affairs. The activists warned Renform has been busy lately getting jobs to print ballots in other African countries like Sierra Leone, Madagascar, and Namibia. They are doing election work in South Africa, Eswatini, Mozambique, Uganda, and Nigeria too. They are becoming a big deal in African elections. But when they got the job to print Namibia's ballots for November, opposition leaders there got really mad. They think Renform is too close to powerful politicians. Zambia's election commission said on October 28 that they gave Renform the contract. People had 5 days to complain about it until November 1. The activists hope Zambia will think twice about this deal, especially since Zimbabwe's president Mnangagwa is now in charge of the Southern African Development Community SADC. This whole situation is making people wonder about how fair and stable elections are in the region. As of last night, no one from Zambian government had said anything about the activists later. This story shows how complicated elections can be, not just in one country, but in a whole region. It's not just about printing papers, it's about trust in the voting process and making sure everyone gets a fair chance to have their say. The activists are trying to make sure that happens, even if it means taking on big companies and governments. Ndonya yakabuditswa ni the Blawayo 24 vachitaura ivo vachiti hapana kumira mushe, hazvina kumira mushe. Akaende Hichilema anogona kunyura, anogona kukuvara nekuda kwe ma-actions yaya. One, kukanganisa kwaari kuita lungu hanzi kunoshanisha image yake. Then two, kupa contract ku this Renform company kunogona kumukuvadzisa. Owanikwa achitorwa chigaro naEdgar Lungu mune Zimbabwe. Tisingazive kuti munoona sei nyaya iyi. Tiudzei zvamuri kufunga pamusoro penyaya iyi mu comment section.